Hello, my name is Devin Roberts. I'm going to be giving a quick analysis over the movie The Great Gatsby. It came out in 1974, and I'd like to start off with a quick quote from the movie. Daisy Buchanan, "Rich girls don't marry poor boys, Jay Gatsby. Haven't you heard?" I chose that quote because I believe it kind of embodies the entirety of the movie in a way. A quick just summary of what the movie's kind of about. Great Gatsby is a story that revolves around love, lust, envy, and money. It's a romantic movie that ends in a very tragic and bloody way. Um, One of the best and most interesting things in the movie to me are what they call the eyes in the sky. It's a billboard that basically watches over the whole movie and just kind of watches everything that's going on. And to me, it's kind of like a metaphor for like God. He's always watching someone that, there's always someone that's up there watching us, even when we're in, whatever kind of place doing whatever. There's someone that's always watching. At one point, someone gets killed and the eyes are there. When someone sneaks a kiss, the eyes are watching, and that's just kind of interesting to me. Some changes throughout the movie that Gatsby makes his character. He is the main character, and some changes I believe he goes through. At the very beginning of the movie, if we look at it timeline wise, he's very poor at the beginning, and that's actually one reason why Daisy Buchanan doesn't want to marry him, is because he's poor. And then he does some things and ends up getting some money and becomes very rich. And then he finds himself meeting Daisy later in the future, and he tries to present himself, and the movie tries to present him as a very calm, cool, collected, reserved man. And then as the movie develops, he turns into kind of this narcissistic, not level-headed at all, a very emotional man that will kind of just do anything for love, or what he hopes is love, which turns out not to be in the end. A theme that I think this movie follows is it's a romantic and suspenseful movie, which is very common in movies today still. A lesson that I think the main character learned, or should have learned, was, if it ain't yours, leave it alone, basically. Unfortunately, he was killed before he could learn that lesson. At the end of the movie, he keeps turning around saying, "Daisy? Is that you, Daisy? Daisy? Is that you?" But it ends up being his murderer. And if he could have just learned his lesson long before, he wouldn't have ended up where he was, which was dead in a pool. Very, very sad. Two main struggles that I believe are in the movie are human versus human, which is Gatsby, the main character again, versus Daisy Buchanan's husband, because obviously he doesn't want her with him, and Gatsby does want to be with her. So they're two forces that are constantly butting heads. Another main struggle is human versus self, which is Gatsby versus himself, because he's basically fighting himself the whole time, trying to change his life and be this person that Daisy would love and want to be with, and he's just struggling throughout the whole movie trying to embody this person that hopefully she would love, but it ends poorly and it doesn't work for him. This movie, some little notes that I have: the quality was a lot different than movies I'm used to, because it's a lot older, obviously, and I don't really watch movies that are before 2010 really nowadays. So obviously quality has changed dramatically. And when looking to see what is important in this movie, it wasn't just the movie wasn't really, it didn't really have an importance. The What am I trying to say? I'm sorry here. There wasn't like a point to the movie. There wasn't like, okay, this is the lesson that was learned. To me, it was kind of just more entertainment, because it doesn't really apply to me today. I mean, it'd be very uncommon if you knew someone that was in the army and then somehow managed to become a billionaire and tried to run off with this lady and then he died. To me, it was just more of a entertainment kind of thing. It was a very typical romantic movie. The kind of the way they ended it. All the time we see movies with the main character dying, or the love dying, or whatever. It doesn't actually work out, which I guess we all kind of hope that it does in the end. But a lot of the times directors like to say, no, it's not gonna. So that's very typical for the genre. And like I said before at the very beginning, my quote, I'll say it again: "Rich girls don't marry poor boys." Jay Gatsby, haven't you heard? Hopefully from what I've said, you can kind of tell how that kind of embodies the whole movie, and how if he would have just been rich, I guess all would have been well. Unfortunately for him. But there you have it. So yes, The Great Gatsby, 1974.